Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Manila. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how expensive things are here in the capital of the Philippines. Metro Manila is comprised of around 16 different smaller cities. So it's really a large area, and there are places that are more expensive and places that are cheaper. So I'm just going to do my best to try and reflect how expensive things will be here for you if you're a traveler, if you're spending a little bit more, or potentially you're on a budget and a little bit less. Before we dive into this video, let's do a quick currency breakdown to see how much the exchange rate is. I'm using the pound because I'm British. So £1 is equal to 66.4 Filipino pesos. £10, 664 of course. And that would make £20, 1,328. How about 50? Roughly 3,320. And £100 is equal to 6,640 Filipino pesos. Firstly, let's begin with accommodation, something you all need to know. I've spent most of my time in Manila staying at Makati, which is where I am filming right now and where I'm staying tonight in one of the dorm rooms. It's 700 pesos for one night, and that's not too bad. Even though it's over £10, you can find many cheaper hostels, but for what you get here, it is a great deal. The facilities are first class. It's like staying in a luxury hostel. You can see in these shots here, the room is quite impressive. You have a curtain, sockets attached, lots of space, very cozy and modern. Lockers also available in the room. And finally, take a look at the bathroom. You can see iron, washing machine, really modern and nice. Toilets just there, showers, quite impressive. As you may know, I also stayed in a private room, which was a little bit more expensive. You can check the prices for that one on the website. However, for a cheaper private room option, there are also some really good choices in some of the best areas of Manila. One of which was West Makati Hotel, which had just been taken over by the chain Oyo. And I stayed there for just a couple of nights, and it was one of the best private rooms I could find for just 862 pesos a night, which is only 162 more expensive than the hostel room here in Makati. Modern facilities, a TV, fresh towels, clean, very comfortable, in Makati. Quite a good deal. If you saw my previous video, you'll also know that I stayed in Quezon City. That was a little bit more expensive for a comfortable modern private room in Go Hotels Cubao. It was around 17 to 18 pounds. There are plenty of hostel rooms you can stay at, ranging between £5 and £10 a night, depending on the quality and depending how hard you want to budget. If you want a comfy hostel, you can find one for just over £10 here in Makati in a good location. Furthermore, private rooms in other hotels will be going up from £10 to £20 depending on the quality. You can find some decent places for the prices that I've listed. This whole video is not going to be me sat behind the camera. I'm about to leave and vlog and find some food and show you some more of the city of Manila, some parts I haven't explored yet. But before I do, I just want to let you know the prices of SIM cards here in the Philippines. I got my SIM card from Manila Airport through a company called Smart, and it was 16 gigabytes for 30 days at 1,000 pesos, which is roughly £15. That is a little bit more expensive probably than you can find it if you went into Manila and looked for it somewhere else. The airport is always the most expensive place to pick up your SIM card. However, you do need the SIM card to call a Grab to reach your hostel or hotel, and that's the issue because in the Philippines, as other travelers have mentioned, taxis aren't so trustworthy here. They might put the meter up to a different setting. That happened to me in Vietnam once. Possibly they will ask you for more money and threaten to throw you out of the car. A couple other vloggers have made videos about their problems with taxi drivers here in Manila. So play it safe, go with Grab. I'm going to talk about Grab a little bit later on, which is an app a bit like Uber where you can just book your taxi. It has reviews, it's quite safe, good, comfortable, air-conditioned cars. Anyway, back to the SIM card. I think that's a pretty good deal if that's the most expensive place that you're going to be buying a SIM card, and I think it is worth getting one at the airport so you can call that Grab to reach your hotel or hostel and get set up straight away. Okay, enough chit chat about those things. I'm gonna head out now and grab some food. It's a bit later on, it's around 11:30, so I'm just gonna go straight in and get some brunch, probably a rice dish, and I'm hoping to find somewhere quite local to show you just how cheap and affordable you can eat here in Manila. You can find super local places like this dotted around. This one in particular is just next to the St. Peter and Paul Parish Church, just on the other side of Philippines Makati, my hostel hybrid hotel, just over there. I'm gonna get some rice and then pick a few random dishes from here. You can see there's lots of pork and chicken, some vegetable dishes, fish up here, all different types of local Filipino foods. Here I am sitting down in one of the most local places I've seen in Makati so far. I've even got a dog just sitting underneath the table here when I sat down, which I was quite surprised to see. I'm gonna show you exactly what I've got right now. Plain white rice, and then this one is a vegetable dish with tofu, and this one another vegetable dish, plus some soup which comes with it, and also some water to help myself too. So I just finished my brunch at this local looking place, and how much did it come to in total? 4 plain rice and 1 vegetable tofu dish and 1 vegetable dish, plus soup and water, which you can fill up for free. 75 Filipino pesos, which is just over £1. Pretty good. You can imagine that the price would be a little bit higher if I included some meat, pork or chicken in there, or fish, but I wouldn't think it would be more than £2 or even more than £1.50. So there you go. That's how cheap you can eat here in Manila. Having finished my food there, I'm now going to show you what transportation is like here in Manila. And as I mentioned earlier, the best way to get around is to take a Grab. You can also take a jeepney, which is one of those big, long things, and also a motorbike and sidecar. There are many different types of transportation in the city. However, the Grab is the most comfortable, the most convenient, and quite affordable. So I'm going to BGC, an area many of you in the comments below have been asking me to visit. So today is finally the day I'm going to venture over and check out this almost mini Singapore part of Manila. So let me call a Grab now, and then I'll let you know the distance and also the price. So this is the Grab I've ordered. Really nice car. Hi.
Hi sir, Jason?
Yes.
Careful. Ayoko na. Simpleng shampoo can make hair rough and tangled. Kaya prune the breakage and hair fall. Shampoo.
I'm now finally here in the area everyone's been telling me to come to, BGC, and I have to say I am impressed already. So much development around here. So, how much was the Grab? It was 270 pesos, which is around £4. And coming from Makati, where my hostel room is in Philippines Makati, it's around 4.5 kilometers away. Generally, however, it's not too expensive. Manila is a huge city, and usually the fares go up because Grab is in high demand. Right now, I'm going to carry on with showing you this, what looks like a very impressive area, and show you some food prices when I get my dinner a bit later on. Probably somewhere a little bit more expensive and developed, seeing as I'm in BGC, and we can contrast the price with the local food that I had this morning and see how much you can get for a nice place here in Manila. If you're in Manila, you almost certainly have to come here and check it out if you're looking for shopping, a nice evening stroll, to see the development and to really give you a sense that this city is expanding very fast and modernizing at a rapid pace. Shopping center just behind me here, which looks very new. Lots of international brands and restaurant chains I can see. The Shake Shack, so popular. Look at that queue. It's pretty crazy. And you can see just how elegant and nice this shopping center is. Look at all these brand new buildings. Palm trees in the foreground. The same sorts of places keep coming to my mind, which is Singapore, Shanghai. So as I walk around BGC here, it's worth talking now about sightseeing, which in Manila isn't very much at all. Casa Manila, the reproduction of a Spanish house. Fort Santiago, they're the only ones you have to pay entrance fees for. There is no grand, big tourist attraction in Manila. Most of your time in Manila will consist of going out, eating food, visiting one of the tens of huge shopping centers that you'll find dotted around, and that's kind of it. You can go island hopping, you can go to the rice terraces and do more touristy things after you leave the city of Manila. Shopping and eating, I would say, are your sightseeing here really. Bar Intramuros, perhaps checking out Chinatown, but really your biggest expenses in this city are going to be on your accommodation. You'll notice the traffic is relatively calm, and that's because there are no jeepneys in this part of the city. They're actually not allowed. So if you want to escape the sound of their engines, then this is a good area to stay in. Filipino restaurant here, perfect. Likely to be a bit more expensive. Let's see what the prices are like. Fish balls and potato chips as appetizers, $2.20 and $1.80. Different dishes here ranging from 390 all the way up to nearly 1,000, but roughly around 500. And the same here, above and beneath 500 pesos. Some things quite expensive, roasted whole fish 1,100, and others like shrimp just 240. Chicken and beer, chicken and rice, Korean and Japanese style, most of them around 200 pesos. Udon as well. Just to show you a random price, $285 for smoked spring chicken, and a surf and turf plate, $345. Fish and chips, $265. So from walking around a little bit in BGC, I've managed to find a vegan restaurant here, although it is quite quiet. Burgers, noodles, $235. Pizza, sisig, Gangnam chicken, which is Korean, tofu, different drinks too. So I just finished my dinner there, which came to 320 Filipino pesos for the burger and fries in that vegan restaurant. That's quite expensive, but if you're comparing internationally, it's not too bad. There are many places where you can eat for a similar price around BGC and Makati and other places in Manila too. You can also eat for far cheaper. As you know, I had my lunch today, rice and 2 veg dishes for just 75 pesos. So really you can see the contrast there. It just started pouring it down outside, so myself along with everybody else took refuge inside the nearest shopping center. And just before I wrap up this video, I'm going to go over all the prices for today and come up with a rough total. So to begin with, it was 700 pesos for my dorm room, which is just over £10. Then for lunch, it was 75 pesos, around £1. Then my grab from Makati to BGC, 270 pesos. I'm gonna add on another 270 because I haven't taken my return journey yet, plus another 320 pesos for my dinner. So in total, that roughly comes to around 1,600 pesos, just over £24. You can go even lower than that if you stay in a cheaper hostel and you eat at local places for your breakfast, lunch and your dinner. It can also be more expensive if you have a private room. If you stay in an area like this in BGC, it's
quite subjective depending on what you decide to do. But in general, if you're a traveler from a different country, the Philippines, Manila specifically, is going to be quite affordable for you, and it's not going to break your bank. It's also quite convenient. There's lots of shopping centers, like I said. Grab is available. I hope you found this video useful. I'm heading to Baguio tomorrow, taking a bus from Manila. I'll be vlogging my journey, showing what the bus is like here in the Philippines. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.